MVP jammer for the Clam Slammers is going to be 1979 Nora the Destroyer. All right, and our MVP blocker for the Jelly Rollers is going to be Black and Bluesy, number 1220. Our MVP jammer for the Jelly Rollers is going to be number 64, Star Foxy. I believe your MVPs are in the middle, on the center of the track. Your MVPs are going to be at the center of the track. Again, your Jelly Rollers MVP is going to be number 6, your jammer. MVP jammer for the Jelly Rollers is going to be number 64, Star Foxy. Your MVP blocker is going to be 1220, Black and Bluesy. All right, while these teams are warming up, I'm going to go ahead and introduce them. In blue, we're going to have Anchor Management. We're going to have 999 Rampage. Sorry. Number 130, Vita Benjamin. Number 502, Blondie Knox. Number 49, No Mo. Number 119, Moxie Oxenfree. Number 234, Dissonat Darlin. Number 5, Sailor Doom. Number 516, Slam Beasley. Number 240, Fern Scully. Number 808, Parks and Rec. Number 24, Guillotina. Number 52, Flux Incapacitor. Number 102, Gutter Girl. Number 6, Cannibal Lee. And number 14, Jennings. On Krabby Beaches, we're going to have number 4, Princess Leia. Number 513, The Thundertaker. 8008, Dio. Number 94, Chili Con Carnage. Number 419, Grim Possible. Number 672, Strange Mercy. Number 22, Val Kilmore. Number 110, Lil Rat Skull. Number 71, Stevie Kicks. Number 518, Damn Gina. Number 415, Zombie. Number 13, Black Widow. Number 1984, Sparkle Farts. Number 823, Winona Strider. And number 99, Bruisley Q. right, looks like we're almost ready to start our next game. Next game, like I said, is going to be Anchor Management versus Krabby Beaches. Also, if any of the skaters out there, if I'm saying your name incorrectly, please let me know. Because I'm just here. I'm new. I'm not new, but I'm just here. So if I'm saying anything wrong, you have a suggestion, comment, concerns, just come let me know. All right, just to check if I could get like a thumbs up if this volume is good for the music and the mic. Okay. Done and done. All right, looks like we're ready to get started for our second game of the day. I hope everyone can hear me. Hopefully, I'm not too loud and obnoxious. All right, looks like we're ready to start off our game here. We're going to have number 110 Lil Rascal going up against. Ooh. All right, looks like we got Anchor Management coming out for lead jammer number 808 Parks and Rec. Lil Rascal getting hit to that outside line. Parks and Rec coming up with some nice footwork up the middle, scoring 4 points. Lil Rascal still struggling on their back, getting hit on the inside. Ooh, and Lil Rascal is going to be getting a track cut. It's going to be a power jam for Anchor Management. Oh, no. Anchor Management. Parks and Rec got sent to the box, and I didn't even know. Looks like we're going to have a little jammer exchange in the penalty box. And Parks and Recs is out. Looks like we're going to have a 2-minute jam. Quick little power jam for Parks and Recs. Looking for some O on that outside line. Looks like the Krabby Beaches are really holding strong. Ooh, but a Krabby Beaches blocker gets sent to the penalty box. Lil Rascal out of the penalty box, out on their initial pass. Parks and Rec scoring 4 points. Coming back around for another scoring pass. Some nice footwork on that outside line. Lil Rascal coming out on the outside line, scoring 4 points as well. Ooh. Lil Rascal getting hit out on that inside line, coming back. All right, Parks and Rec's out for another 4 points. Lil Rascal getting hit to that inside line. And we call it off. It's going to be a pretty high scoring first jam. It's going to be 16-6. All right, looks like on the jam line for Anchor Management, we're going to have. Ooh. All right, Krabby Beaches jammer gets out for lead jammer number 22, Val Kilmore. You still have Anchor Management's jammer struggling against that tough four wall, and Val Kilmore's out for another scoring pass. Well, for the first scoring pass, sorry. All right, Val Kilmore out again for another scoring another 4 points. It looks like we tried to have a panty pass. Ooh, but it looks like Anchor Management's Jammer got a track cut before they pass the penalty. So they are still the jammer. So it is going to be a power jam for Krabby Beaches. Val Kilmore going around scoring another 4 points. Coming around that outside line. Got some really good O from the Krabby Beaches. All right, looks like Fern Scully is out of the box and out of the pack on their initial pass. Val Kilmore back in the pack, scoring some more points and calling it off. It's going to be a 23-point jam for the Krabby Beaches. We're going to have a lead change already so early in the game. All right, on the jammer line. I'm going to figure it out soon, I promise. Looks like we have a timeout, an official timeout. All right, looks like we got Damn Gina on the line jamming for the Krabby Beaches going up against a skater that I can't see your number. I don't know who they are yet. Ooh, I lied. It was not. It's a 20. Is it 21? It was a 20-point jam. Not. Oh, they lied to me again. It was still a 23-point jam. All right, looks like that official timeout is over. Like I said, for Krabby Beaches, we got Damn Gina jamming going up against. Ooh. Looks like Anchor Management's jammer gets out for lead jammer, but Damn Gina's right on their tail. You got Guillotina jamming, calling it off as soon as they hit the pack. It's going to be a 2-2 jam. All right, on the jam line, looks like we're going to have a little Rat Skull jamming for the Krabby Beaches going up against. I think that's Parks and Rec. Parks and Rec. Ooh, Parks and Rec trying to get up that outside line, but struggles. Ooh, Lil Rascal taking a hard hit to that outside line. It's like both jammers get recycled back and now going up against a full pack on that. Lil Rascal getting hit out again on the outside. Parks and Rec looking for some O and gets some nice O up that inside line and gets lead jammer. Lil Rascal still fighting. One more block to be, and they get out on their initial pass. Parks and Rec fighting up against a strong four wall at the front. And they get out. Ooh, but Lil Rascal is outscoring points. And Lil Rascal passes and forces Parks and Rec to call it. looks like for Anchor Management, we have Cannabelle Lee going up against. Going up against Val Kilmore. All right, both jammers fighting up at the pack. Cannabelle Lee with one jammer to beat, and they're out. But Val Kilmore is right behind their tail. Cannabelle Lee is lead, but Val Kilmore is not really giving them a lot of room to breathe. Ooh, Cannabelle Lee calls it off. Not before Val Kilmore gets 2 points to Cannabelle's 1. Got a real close game, y'all. It's going to be 23 to 37. All right, on the jam line for the Krabby Beaches, we got Damn Gina going up against. I can't see their number. Going up against number 240, Fern Scully. Damn Gina out for lead jammer. Fern Scully right behind them. Damn Gina calling it off before Fern Scully can score any points. All right, looks like we have Thundertaker on the jam line for the Krabby Beaches going up against Parks and Rec. Looks like they're having an old school pivot line start. Both of these jammers fighting up against some tough four walls. Thundertaker with one last blocker to beat. Parks and Rec fighting against that strong, solid four wall. Parks and Rec getting hit out to the inside line. Krabby Beach just trying to send a little bit of O. Ooh, but Parks and Rec taking a nasty fall on this outside line. Both of these jammers fighting against some tough four walls. And Thundertaker makes it out with some nice footwork on that inside line. Parks and Rec looking for some O from their teammate. And it looks like we have a panty pass. Anchor Management had a successful panty pass. Looks like we're going to have number 999, Rampage. And Thundertaker calls it off. Not before Rampage can score 1 point. All right, on the jam line, looks like we're going to have Cannabelle Lee going up against Val Kilmore. Ooh, Cannabelle Lee getting up that inside line for lead jammer. Val Kilmore. Ooh, getting up on that inside line. Cannabelle Lee with a nice little apex hop on the inside. And calls it off before Val can score any points. I think that's the first jam that they've left Val Kilmore scoreless. All right, looks like we got Damn Gina on the line going up against Fern Scully. Damn, Gina getting hit on that outside line, getting recycled back. Fern Scully has a tough four wall up at the front of the pack. And damn, Gina getting out for lead jammer. And Fern Scully finally out on their initial pass. Damn, Gina coming around, scoring some points. Ooh, one last blocker to beat. And calls it off before Fern Scully can score any points. All right, looks like we're going to have Cannabelle Lee going up against Lil Rat Skull. I don't know about y'all, but these little pivot starts, not for me. Oh, looks like we're going to have a little official timeout. All right, it looks like Anchor Management's going to have to send their pivot number 24 to the box. Lil Rat Skull out for lead jammer, but Cannabelle Lee is out as well, right behind them, coming in fast. Lil Rat Skull with a nice little apex jump on the inside line, but then also Cannabelle Lee making easy work and fighting up that inside. Lil Rat Skull coming in hot with a hard hit. Ooh, but looks like Jennings is getting a direction. Lil Rat Skull being recycled back. And Cannabelle Lee and Little Rat Skull both out for another scoring pass. And Little Rat Skull calls it before anyone can score again. Looks like that was going to be an even scoring jam. All right, looks like we got Val Kilmore going up against Parks and Rec. And Val Kilmore easily making it out of that outside line. Parks and Rec having a fight, trying to get out that outside, looking for some O from their teammates. Ooh, and nice footwork on that inside line. Val Kilmore out passing Parks and Rec. And calls it. All right, looks like we got Damn Gina on the track, jamming for Shady Beaches, going up against Anchor Management jammer. Who gets out and gets the lead jammer? It's going to be number 234, Dissonant Darlin. Damn Gina passes. Both jammers coming up on a scoring pass. Ooh, Dissonant Darlin makes it out on that inside. Damn Gina gets knocked to that inside line and recycled back. Looking for a little bit of O from their teammates. Dissonant Darlin coming back around for another scoring pass. Damn, Gina finds a tough two wall up at the front and gets knocked to that inside line at the last second. Jennings really making these jammers work. Dustin Adorn taking a tough hit and calls it off. All right, looks like the score is 44-62 for the Shady Beaches. On the jam line, we have Little Rascal going up against Cannibal Lee. And Cannibal Lee makes it out for lead jammer. Little Rascal right behind them. Both jammers coming around on their scoring pass. Ooh, and Cannibal Lee calls it off, but not before Little Rascal makes it out and scores 4 points. Looks like we're going to have Val Kilmore going up against Jennings on this jam line. Jennings said, I can block and I can jam. And the jam is on. You got Jennings one last blocker to beat with a nice little turn on that inside line and gets out for lead jammer. Val Kilmore up against a tough 3-wall, one last blocker to beat. Also some nice footwork on that outside line and gets out. Jennings one last blocker to beat. Nice little turn. Scores 4 points. Val Kilmore coming back around. Ooh, and some nice O from their teammate, Princess Leia. Ooh, Jennings getting a hard knockout by Slaya on the outside. Calls it off. Ooh, both of those jammers were very fun to watch, in my opinion. In my not so professional derby opinion. All right, on the jam line, looks like we're going to have number 24, Guillotina, going up against. Going up against number 71, Stevie Kicks. Stevie Kicks getting knocked to that inside line, being recycled back by Sailor Doom. Guillotina with a fall to the outside line. Got two. Guillotina got one last blocker to beat, makes it out and gets lead jammer. But Stevie Kicks right behind them. Both jammers coming around on their scoring pass. Guillotina looking for some O from their teammates. Hits the pack and calls it off. Ooh, scores 1 point for the Anchor Management. All right, so we're going to have Zombie on the track for Shady Beaches going up against Cannibal Lee for Anchor Management. Still a close game. It's going to be 53 for Anchor Management, 72 for Shady Beaches. Cannibal Lee out for lead jammer. Ooh, and it looks like Zombie is getting sent to the box for a track cut. Cannibal Lee getting out of the pack, not even getting touched. Coming around for another scoring pass. And some beautiful up the inside line from their teammate. And Cannibally getting out again and calling it before. Calls it before Zombie can get out of the penalty box, which means Anchor Management will be starting with the Power Jam. And the jam starts. We got a Power Jam for Anchor Management. We got Zombie out of the penalty box coming in. Anchor Management jammer getting knocked to that outside line and being recycled all the way back. Flux Incapacitator. Zombie with 2 blockers to beat, but gets knocked to that outside line. Flux Incapacitator still trying to push up that backpack. Zombie getting a little bit of O from one of their teammates, number 94, Chili Con Carnage. It's not Chili Con Carnage. All right, Flux Incapacitator. Flux Incapacitator really fighting against a strong 4-wall. Ooh, and it looks like we're having a panty pass to Jennings. Ooh, but gets hit out by number 4, Princess Leia, and gets recycled all the way back. It looks like both jammers have taken off the helmet cover, so this will be a 2-minute jam. And it looks like we also have a panty pass to Princess Leia. Jennings coming around, going up that outside line, scoring 4 points. Both jammers coming around on some scoring passes. Leia getting some O on that inside line. And makes it out, scoring 4 points. And so does Jennings. And with just a little over 8 minutes left, and we have a really close game here, y'all. 69 for Anchor Management and 76 for Shady Beaches. All right, looks like we got Val Kilmore on the jam line for Shady Beaches going up against Parks and Rec for Anchor Management. And Val Kilmore getting out quickly, getting lead jammer. Parks and Rec trying to go up that inside line. 1 blocker to beat, and they're out. Val Kilmore coming around trying to score some points with some nice footwork on that inside line. Comes around, scores 4 points, calls it off. All right, looks like we're going to have Damn Gina going up against Cannibal Lee. Damn Gina trying to push up that middle and gets out on that outside line, but Cannibal Lee really not giving them any room to breathe because right behind them. Both jammers coming around on their scoring passes. Damn Gina calls it off. It's going to be a 2-0 jam for Shady Beaches. And looks like we're going to have an official timeout here. Skaters, please check your wrist guards. It looks like the little plastic piece off someone's wrist guard fell out. And we found the lucky winner. And we're back. All right, looks like we have Princess Leia on the track for Shady Beaches going up against Guillotina for Anchor Management. Princess Leia with one final blocker to beat. Ooh, but gets knocked to that inside line. Guillotina with one last blocker to beat. Ooh, and getting hit out by Val Kilmer. Getting dragged all the way back. Both jammers having recycled to the back of the packs. Princess Leia fighting up at the front with three blockers to beat. All right, and Princess Leia gets out as lead jammer. Guillotina getting out as well. Princess Leia making nice little footwork on that outside line and calling it off, scoring 3 points. All right, looks like we're going to have Little Rascal going up against Parks and Rec. Little Rascal pushing up that inside and gets out and gets lead jammer. Parks and Rec with two blockers to beat. Getting a tough hit. Little Rascal coming out, scoring 4 points. Parks and Rec getting dragged and recycled back. Little Rascal coming in and not even getting touched on that inside line. Parks and Rec out on their initial pass. Both jammers coming around to score. And Little Rascal calls it off as she hits the pack. It's going to be 2 points to Parks and Rec's 1. All right, on the jam line, just over 4 minutes left. We're going to have Fern Scully going up against Val Kilmer. Current score is going to be 74 Anchor Management versus 95 for Shady Beaches. Val Kilmer with two blockers up at the front and gets out and gets lead jammer, but Fern Scully hot on their tail. Val Kilmer trying to get some O from their wall. Hits the pack and calls it off. It's going to be 2 to Fern 0. All right, looks like we have Winona Strider jamming for Shady Krabby Beaches versus Cannabelle Lee. First time. This is Winona Strider's first time jamming. Cannabelle Lee using some nice technique and getting up on that inside. Winona having some good O from their teammates and getting out on their initial pass. Cannabelle Lee with some nice hits up that inside line. Winona Strider coming in for a scoring pass. Cannibal getting out again for another scoring pass. Ooh, and Winona Strider is getting sent to the box for a track cut. It's going to be a power jam for Cannibale Lee. Ooh, but it looks like Cannibale Lee is getting sent to the penalty box on a back block. Another jammer exchange here. Should be a short visit for both jammers. Yep, and they're both out again. Both jammers are back out on the track. Cannibale Lee coming up that inside line for another scoring pass. Winona Strider really fighting, looking for some O from their teammates and gets out on their first scoring pass. Cannibale Lee really getting some nice footwork through those packs. This will be a 2-minute jam since both jammers went to the penalty box. Cannonball Lee with a nice little attempted apex jump, but gets knocked out at the last second. Winona Ryder fighting up at the front with that last blocker to beat. Gets knocked down to the inside line. Cannibal Lee getting hit out. And Winona Ryder fighting up at the front. That was a tough jam. This might be our last jam with the current score being 94 Anchor Management to 105 Shady Beaches. This is still anyone's game. If I'm not mistaken, the loser of this game has to play immediately afterwards. I'm so sorry. All right, 1 minute left in this game. We got Lil Rascal jamming for Shady Beaches going up against Jennings for Anchor Management. Lil Rascal fighting up the front, and Jennings getting out for lead jammer on that outside line. Lil Rascal struggling in the back of this pack, looking for some O from their teammates. Anchor Management doing a great job of recycling around them. Gets a little bit of O on the inside line. Jennings out for 4 points, and Lil Rascal out on their initial pass. Looks like Jennings getting a little bit of O from their teammate, but gets knocked out to the out. Lil Rascal taking a tough hit on that inside line. Jennings fighting to stay in on one skate and makes it out on that outside line. Lil Rascal having a tough time in the back of this pack. Jennings coming back around for a scoring pass. And Lil Rascal out, scoring 4 points. All right. And just to make sure, waiting for that official score. All right, looks like the official, is it the official? All right, looks like your official score is going to be Anchor Management 102 to Shady Beaches 109. I said official score, but that could be wrong. Don't pay that much attention to me. Oh yeah, once you have your MVPs, please come see me. Once you're done with your pictures, if you can come see me and tell me your MVP. All right, just so y'all know, we have five. All right, just so y'all know, the next game will be starting at 12. Also, Shady Beaches and Anchor Management, if y'all have MVPs, could y'all come tell me? Oh, never mind. All right, so for the Krabby Beaches, your MVP jammer is going to be Little Rat Skull. And your Little Rat Skull number 5? And then for your MVP blocker, it's going to be Dio8008.
And then blue team blocker Guillotina.
All right, and then the MVPs for the Anchor Management, you're going to have Guillotina, number 24, as your MVP blocker. And then your MVP jammer is going to be number 6, Cannabelle Lee. All right, and just like I said, you're going to have a 15-minute break. The next game will be starting at 12 o'clock. All right. Next game will be starting in 5 minutes. Or now. Now? Next game is starting now. Like right now. All right. This next game is going to be the Jelly Rollers going up against Anchor Management. Real quickly, I'll go ahead and go over these names. On the Jelly Rollers, we're going to have number 8, the real Kim Shady. Number 28, Niels Gore. Number 1220, Black and Blue G. Number 48, Rex Manning. Number 1026, Tanya Farding. 36, Sugar and Slice. 9, Schmitty Werben Granger Mange Jensen. Number 13, Buckaroo Bay. Number 64, Star Foxy. Number 107, Rinkworm. Number 777, Madam Crusher. Number 6669, Steezy AZ. Number 556, Queso Blanco. Number 201, Joy and Pain. You're gonna be, and their bench coach is gonna be Buckeye. And on Anchor Management, we're gonna have number 999, Rampage. Number 130, Vita Vegeman. Number 502, Blondie Knox. Number 49, No Mo. Number 119, Moxie Oxenfree. Number 234, Dissonant Darlin. Number 5, Sailor Doom. Number 516, Slam Beasley. Number 240, Fern Scully. Number 808, Parks and Rec. Number 24, Guillotina. And number 52, Flux Incapacitator. Number 102, Gutter Girl. Number 6, Cannabelle Lee. And number 14, Jennings. Both of these teams lost their initial game. And now this will be our loser bracket. Gonna get started any minute now. All right. Looks like for these two teams, the first jammers for each team are actually going to be both of the jammers that got MVP jammers for their first game. We're going to have number 64, Star Foxy, jamming for the Jelly Rollers, and number 6, Cannabelle Lee, jamming for Anchor Management. And here we go. Got Cannabelle Lee with one last blocker to go, and Star Foxy coming up the inside line, and Cannabelle Lee not far behind them. Both of these jammers coming around for a scoring pass. And Star Foxy calls it off as soon as they hit the back, and that's going to be a 0-0 jam. So we're going to have Tanya Farding jamming against Parks and Rec. Looks like Buckeye Barnes really wants to argue for that 1 point. Tanya Farding. Ooh, and Parks and Rec makes it out on that outside line for lead jammer. Tanya Farding takes a fall. They're right back up fighting at the front of that pack. Parks and Rec coming around for a scoring pass. And Tanya Farding making it up that inside line on their initial pass. Parks and Rec with one last blocker to beat gets knocked down and calls it off. But still scores all 4 points. All right, looks like Cannibal Lee is right back on that jammer line, going up against the real Kim Shady. All right, and Cannibal Lee making it up that outside line for lead jammer. The real Kim Shady, and looks like we have a panty pass. Jammer now is going to be number 1220, Black and Blue G. But Cannibal calls it off before Black and Blue G can score any points. All right, on the jam line, looks like we got Fern Scully going up against Star Foxy. And the jam starts. You got both these jammers fighting against these packs. Fern with one last blocker to beat. Ooh, but gets knocked to that inside line. Just enough of a delay for Star Foxy to get out and get lead jammer, but not without Fern Scully right behind them. Star Foxy coming in and calls it off. Scores 4 points, leaving Fern scoring 0. Ooh, but it looks like Fern was sent to the box. I'm not really sure what they did. I'm sure they're real sorry about it. But that means we have a lead power jam for the Jelly Rollers. We got Tanya Farding jamming. Some quick O from their teammates. A little no pack, and Tanya Farding is lead jammer. Tanya Farding coming around on their scoring pass, looking for some O from their teammates. Ooh, what a tough hit on that outside line. Tough 4-wall in the front. No pack called. And Tanya Farding with some nice footwork on that outside line. And is able to get out. Fern Scully was out of the box, but then got sent right back for a track cut. So we still have a power jam for Tanya Farding. And Tanya Farding out for another scoring pass. Looks like Black and Blue G is back from the penalty box. Tanya Farding having a tough time against this strong 4-wall, getting knocked out to that inside line. Fern Scully out of the penalty box, trying to get out on their initial pass. And it looks like we have a panty pass to Jennings. Tanya Farding out again, scoring 4 more points. Jennings getting hit to that inside line by Black and Blue G. Ooh, but some nice O on that outside line for Jennings. And that jam is called off, not before Tanya Farding can score 2 more points. on the jam line, looks like we have Ringworm going up against Parks and Rec. Both jammers hitting these walls. Parks and Rec fighting a tough wall in the front, but gets out and gets lead jammer. Ooh, but it looks like Ringworm is getting sent to the penalty box on a track cut. It's going to be a power jam for anchor management for Parks and Rec. Parks and Rec looking for some O from their teammates, and they get out, scoring another 4 points. And Parks and Rec's call it before Ringworm can get out of the box. Anchor management will be starting this jam as a power jam with Cannibal Lee jamming. And Cannibal gets out and gets lead jammer. Ringworm out of the box, trying to get through on their initial pass. Gets hit to the outside. Ooh, and Cannibal Lee getting a hard hit to that outside. Gets recycled back. And it looks like Ringworm is going back to the box for a track cut. It's going to be another power jam for Cannibal Lee. Cannibal Lee taking a tumble but getting right back up with one blocker to beat. Ooh, but a nice recycle from the Jelly Rollers. Cannibal going up the inside with some nice footwork. And anchor management calls it off again, leaving them to start with another power jam. All right, looks like we got Parks and Rec jamming for anchor management. It is power jam and has some nice O up that outside line and gets lead jammer. Again, it looks like we have a panty pass to number 36, Sugar and Slice. But Parks and Rec calls it off before they can score any points. All right, on the jam line, looks like we got Star Foxy going up against Jennings. Ooh, Star Foxy had with a hard hit, knocking down a blocker and getting out and getting lead jammer. But Jennings right behind them. Some nice little 1-foot action on that apex. And Star Fox is going to call it off, scoring 3 points. All right, the jam line looks like we're going to have Tanya Farting going up against Cannibal Lee. Both of these jammers are actually jammers with River City Roller Derby, my home league. And Cannibal Lee is out for lead jammer. Tanya Farting got one blocker to beat. Ooh, but gets a hard hit to the inside by Sailor Doom. Cannaboli coming up for their scoring pass. Tanya Farting with some nice footwork on that outside line, but again, Sailor Doom really making it difficult for him. And it looks like we have a panty pass to number 36. But jam's called off. All right, looks like we got the real Kim Shady going up against Parks and Rec. But we have an official timeout. And we're back. Next whistle starts the jam. Parks and Rec going up against the real Kim Shady. Real Kim Shady with one last blocker to beat with a nice little hit, and they get out for lead jammer. Parks and Rec struggling up that inside line. The real Kim Shady out for scoring 4 points, and Parks and Rec is out on their initial pass. Parks and Rec hits that wall hard. Real Kim Shady going up that outside line, scoring another 4 points. Parks and Rec with some nice O from their teammates, going out and scoring 4 points. The real Kim Shady trying to get up that outside line, but gets a nice hard hit to the out. Calls it off. All right, looks like we got number 64, Star Foxy, going up against, I think, Dissonant Darling. All right. Got anger management jammer number 2, 3, 4. Dissonant Darling getting out for lead jammer. Star Foxy getting hit out by Sailor Doom, getting dragged all the way back. Star Foxy with a nice little hop on that inside line and gets out on their initial pass. Ooh, and Dissonant Darling is getting sent to the penalty box. Got a power jam for Star Foxy, looking for some O from their teammates. Ooh, and a nice little hop to the inside. Star Foxy coming up again, looking for some O from their teammates. Ooh, but a hard hit to the inside. Star Foxy with some nice little footwork on the outside and scoring 4 points. Star Foxy trying to call it off, but unfortunately they're not the lead jammer. This will be a 2-minute jam. There was a little pile up on the track, and Star Foxy uses that to their advantage and gets out. But Dissonant Darling also out, scoring 4 points. And Dissonant Darling getting out, scoring another 4 points. Star Foxy beating that one last jammer. Dissonant Darling looking at some O from their teammates on the inside. Ooh, Star Foxy getting some O from their teammates. Ooh, and Dustin Darling with a tough hit to the inside. All right, on the track, looks like we got some friendly jammers there. We got Tanya Farden going up against Cannabelle Lee. So friendly, you would think they already skate with each other. All right, here we go. Cannabelle Lee trying to go up that outside line. Ooh, and Tanya Farden makes it up the inside for Lee Jammer, but Cannabelle Lee hot on their tail. And Tanya Farden hitting that pack and calling it off before hitting the pack. Ooh, but still going to be a 2-2 jam for both jammers. Ooh, it's a close game, y'all. 55 for the Anchor Management and 52 for the Jelly Rollers. Here we got Parks and Rec going up against the Real Kim Shady. The Real Kim Shady taking a little tumble on the inside. But Parks and Rec using that to their advantage and getting out for Lee Jammer. Ooh, Real Kim Shady getting hit to the outside and getting dragged back. With a tough hit to that inside line with one last blocker to beat. All right, but Parks and Rec out, scoring 4 points and calling off the jam. All right, on the jam line, looks like we got Star Foxy going up against Destiny Darling. No, that's not Destiny Darling. Oops, sorry. It's Flux Incapacitator jamming for Anchor Management. Sorry. Ooh, but Flux Incapacitor getting a track cut. It's going to be a power jam for Star Foxy. A nice little hop on that inside. Ooh, Star Foxy calls it off after scoring 4 points. I don't think they saw that the jammer was in the box, but Jelly Rollers gets to start this jam with a power jam. And we're off. Tanya Farting on the line for the Jelly Rollers. Looking for some O from their teammates. One last blocker to be on the inside line, and they're out for Lee Jammer. Take a little tumble, but, don't we all? It's okay. Tanya Farting coming around for their scoring pass. Looks like their team's playing a little bit of passive offense, but they take a hard hit to the outside line. And Tanya Farting is out, scoring 4 points. Looks like Flux Incapacitor is back on the track, trying to get through on their initial pass. Tanya Farting coming in hard and getting some O from their teammates and calling it off, scoring 4 points. All right, looks like we're going to have an official timeout. that'll be the end of that official timeout. We got Cannibal Lee going up against the real Slim Shady. Oh, I lied to you. We still have an official timeout. Sorry. All right, our lovely OPRs are back, and here we go. Next whistle starts the jam. All right, you got Cannibal Lee going up against the real Kim Shady. Ooh, the real Kim Shady making it out on the outside line, and Cannibal Lee with a nice little turn on the outside as well. The real Kim Shady coming around for a scoring pass with a tough hit to the inside. Cannibal Lee not far behind. Ooh, and the real Kim Shady calls it off, but not before Cannibal can score 2 to Kim Shady's 3. Alright, on the line we got Parks and Rec going up against Star Foxy. Ooh, and Parks and Rec making it up on that outside line. Star Foxy stuck behind a strong wall in the front. Takes a little bit of a tumble, but Parks and Rec is also back on a scoring pass, trying to make it on the outside, but gets knocked down. Parks and Rec's back up, trying to score some points, and calls it off, leaving Star Foxy scoreless. It's going to be a lead change. It's going to be Anchor Management 70 to Jelly Rollers 67. Just under 8 minutes left in the game. We're going to have Tanya Farting up for the Jelly Rollers, going up against Cannibal Lee for the Anchor Management. Tanya Farting fighting up against that blue wall up at the front. Ooh, but Cannibal Lee sneaks up that inside line for Lee Jammer. Tanya Farting not far behind. Both Jammers coming around on their scoring pass. Cannibal Lee hitting the wall and calling it off. Not before Tanya Farting can sneak in 2 points to Cannibal's 3. All right, looks like we got the real Kim Shady going up against Parks and Rec. Parks and Rec trying to fight up that outside line. Ooh, we're getting caught by one last blocker. And real Kim Shady gets out as the lead jammer, but not without Parks and Rec right behind them. The real Kim Shady hitting the pack. Parks and Rec getting hit to the inside. Ooh, and getting a track cut. Guillotine hitting the real Kim Shady to the inside, dragging them back. The real Kim Shady getting hit to that inside. He got a power jam. But Anchor Management not making it easy for him. The real Kim Shady going up against a tough 4 wall in the back, getting knocked to that inside line by Guillotine. The real Kim Shady calls it off. That means Jelly Rollers will start with a power jam. Looks like we got a new jammer for the Jelly Rollers. We got number 9. Number 9, Schmitty Werbendinger Main Jensen. I'm just gonna call you Schmitty. All right, and we're off with this power jam for the Jelly Rollers. You got Schmitty. Parks and Rec is back on the track trying to get out that outside line. Ooh, but Schmitty gets a track cut and gets sent to the penalty box. Parks and Rec has a power jam now, but gets knocked to that outside and dragged back. Parks and Rec with some nice footwork on that outside line and gets out for Lee Jammer. From the penalty box to Lee Jammer. Look at that. All right, and Parks and Rec with some nice O on that outside for them, getting out, scoring 4 points. All right, and it looks like Schmitty is out of the box, coming around. Ooh, staying on that, getting through on their initial on that outside. What? All right, looks like for our next jam, we're going to have number 6, Cannonball Lee, going up against number 64, Star Foxy. All right, looks like Star Foxy's trying to get some O from their teammate, but Cannonball Lee makes it up that inside line for Lee Jammer. Star Foxy not far behind. Both Jammers coming around on their scoring pass. Cannonball Lee looking for some O from their teammate. Ooh, hits a tough wall, but makes it up that inside line and calls it off. All right, we just got just under 3 minutes left, and it's going to be 86 for Anchor Management and 73 for Jelly Rollers. Still either team's game. All right, on the line, so we got Guillotina going up against the real Kim Shady. Some strong walls for these two packs. Ooh, but Guillotina with one more blocker to beat. And they get out and get Lee Jammer. The real Kim Shady getting recycled back. Going up against a solid 4-wall. Guillotina with a strong 3-wall up at the front. Ooh, but gets hit out by Tanya farting and dragged back. Still with a solid 3-wall on the front with the real Kim Shady going up against a solid 4-wall on the back. Ooh, but Guillotina gets out and scores 4 points. The real Kim Shady fighting against a tough wall of Anchor Management. Ooh, looks like we have a panty pass to Black and Blue G. And Guillotina coming back around, scoring another 4 points with one last blocker to beat. Ooh, and Guillotina calls it, but not before Black and Bougie can score all 4 points. All right, on the jam line, looks like we got Jennings going up against someone I currently can't see. Going up against Queso Blanco. Ooh, Queso Blanco pushing up that inside line and gets out for Lee Jammer. Jennings trying to fight that last walker up that inside line and gets out on their initial. Queso Blanco coming up to score 4 points. Comes up the middle and scores. Calls it off. Ooh. And it looks like number 1-4 Jennings is going to be sent to the box as a jammer for a delayed hit, which means Jelly Rollers will be starting this off with a power jam. Oh, looks like we got a timeout, which means we will have one more jam. We'll have one more jam. If I'm not mistaken, Anchor Management has their jammer in the penalty box. Jelly Rollers will be starting off with the power jam. And it's going to be a 2 seconds left. So as soon as this jam starts, this will be our last jam. Jelly Rollers can still have a chance to win this, especially with this power jam. Anchor Management has one block, the pivot, and the jammer in the box. And the jammer for Anchor Management sat down at the end of the jam, which means it will be a full 30-second power jam for Jelly Rollers. Let's see if they can make the best of this. 13-point difference. Got Star Foxy jamming, looking for some O from their teammates. A little bit of chaos. And with a nice little hop, Star Foxy is out for lead jammer. Star Foxy coming around on their scoring pass, looking for some O. Their teammates creating a little bit of chaos, pushing up the inside. A nice little spin up the inside, scoring 4 points. Star Foxy coming around. Jennings is back in. Ooh, with a nice little hit and making it out on their initial pass. Jennings coming around on their scoring pass. Star Foxy fighting against a tough 3-wall, but Jennings makes it out and scores 4 points. Ooh, and we have a panty pass to Black and Blue G. This will be a 2-minute jam. Jennings coming around. Ooh, with a tough hit by Star Foxy to the outside. Black and Bougie coming around with an easy 4 points on the outside. Jennings being recycled back. Ooh, but makes it on the out. All right, Black and Bougie coming around for another scoring pass. Ooh, but nice work on that inside line. Jennings coming around. Ooh, not even being touched on that outside line. All right, both jammers coming around on a scoring pass. Black and Bougie getting some O from their teammate on the inside. Jennings coming around. Ooh. Jennings with one last blocker to beat. Gets caught up in a little bit of the traffic. Black and Bougie getting stuck by Guillotina and Sailor Doom. Ooh, but getting dragged all the way back by Guillotina. And that is our game. All right, with a final score of 110 to 199, Anchor Management. All right, our next game is going to be starting at 1 o'clock. Next game will be at 1 o'clock. Jelly Rollers and Anchor Management, if you could come see me with your MVP blockers and jammers, please and thank you. Jelly Rollers and Anchor Management, Please try to quickly come with your MVPs because I would like to leave this box. Please and thank you. MVPs, MVPs. All right, for anchor management, your MVP jammer is going to be Desinate Darling, number 234. Your MVP blocker is going to be number 5, Sailor Doom. Jelly Rollers, I'll have your MVP and your MVPs in just a second. All right, for the Jelly Rollers, your MVP blocker is going to be 9-9 Bruzy Q. And your MVP jammer is going to be number 8, the Royal Kim Shady. All right, and as a reminder, we'll be back in 20 minutes for the championship game. Alrighty, all ready for our championship game. This game is gonna be the Clam Slammers versus the Krabby Beaches. Real quick, I'm gonna go over our lineups or rosters for the game. For the Clam Slammers, we're gonna have 606 Bad and Bougie, 8008 A Cupcake, 742 Shred Flanders, 773 Booze, 141 Mobsta, 780 Mona Lisa, 9 Tenacious T, 1979 Nora the Destroyer, 505 The Little Swolemain, 442 Bilbo Smackins, 394 Stormbird, 7 Agave Bay, 108 Kill Her Zen, 2-1 Dana Scully, and number 13 Din Djamin. Or Dinjamin. Sorry. All right, and that's going to be your gray team. For the yellow team, we're going to have Krabby Beaches. We're going to have number 4, Princess Leia. 513, The Thundertaker. 8008, Dio. 94, Chili Con Carnage. 419, Grim Possible. 672, Strange Mercy. 22, Val Kilmore. 110, Little Rat Skull. 71, Stevie Kicks. 518, Damn Gina. 415, Zombie. 13, Black Widow. 1984, Sparkle Farts. 823, Winona Strider. And number 99, Bruzy Q. Wait. Isn't Bruzy Q on a different team? You know, what do I know? I'm just here. All right, looks like we're ready to start up this championship game. Looks like to start off jam, we're going to have Damn Gina going up against Agave Bay. And Damn Gina mixing up that outside line for lead jammer. Agave Bay looking for some O from their teammates. Ooh, and some nice footwork on that inside. Gets them out on their initial pass. Damn Gina coming around for their scoring pass. Fighting against a tough four wall. And calls it off before Agave Bay can score points, while scoring 3 points for themselves. Looks like we're gonna have number 773 Booze jamming for the Clams, going up against the Krabby Beaches jammer Little Rat Skull 110. Honestly, I'm just gonna call these two teams crabs and clams, and hope that works. All right, Booze coming up that inside line for lead jammer for the Clams. Little Rascal getting hit to the outside line by Little Swole Maid. Ooh, and getting a back block, being sent to the penalty box. Booze has a nice little apex jump on the inside line, scoring another 4 points. Booze really excited about that power jam. Ooh, getting knocked around a bit in that pack, but makes it out for another 4 points. Booze getting hit to that outside line by Val Kilmore, and calls it before Little Rascal can be released from the penalty box. Looks like the Clams will start with a power jam. I think we're going to have Tenacious T jamming for the Clams. Ooh, and Tenacious T makes it up that outside line. Little Rascal is released from the penalty box, coming in. Ooh, nice little slide through the inside line. However, they get a penalty. They get a track cut and get sent right back to the box. And the jam is called off before while Tenacious T scores 4 points. All right, looks like we got Agave Bay on the line for the Clams. Starting off with a power jam. Agave Bay with some nice footwork on that outside line, and they get lead jammer. Agave Bay looking for some O from their teammates. Getting knocked around the pack a little bit, but again, coming out that outside, scoring 4 points. Agave Bay fighting against the pack in the front, gets out and calls it off. All right, looks like on the track we're going to have a Cupcake going up against Val Kilmore. All right, we got both jammers fighting up against 2 full four walls. Val Kilmore fighting up at the front of the pack. Some nice little footwork and runs up that inside line, gets lead jammer. Got a Cupcake struggling, got one more blocker to beat, and makes it out that outside. Val Kilmore with a nice little hops around the pack and calls it off before a Cupcake can score any points. But gets 4 points for themselves. Oh, 3 points for themselves. All right, looks like we got Stevie Kicks going up against Tenacious T. Looks like we have another one of those old school pivot starts. Me personally, not a fan. But you know what? Whatever works for you, right? Tenacious T going up against a 3 wall and makes it out that outside line. Stevie Kick still fighting behind a strong 4 wall. Makes it out and is out for their initial pass. Stevie Kick, Tenacious T coming in hard to that back 3 wall. With one blocker to beat. Ooh, a tough hit to the inside line and calls it off. All right, looks like we got Chili Con Carne. Chili Con Carnage jamming against the Little Swole Man. These are both of these jammers' first times jamming for in this game. Chili Con Carnage trying to go up that inside line. Little Swole Man fighting up at the front of the pack. One blocker to beat, makes it up that outside. Little Swole Man is your lead jammer. Chili Con Carnage getting hit to the inside by Agave Bay. Little Swole Man back and scoring. Fighting up against a solid 3 wall up in front. Ooh, and makes it out, scoring 4 points. Chili Con Carnage still fighting. Ooh, but looks like we had a panty pass to Little Rat Skull. Little Swole Man getting hit out by Val Kilmore, but back in and scoring points. Ooh, and Little Rat Skull is being sent to the box for a track cut, which means we're going to have a power jam for the Clams. Little Swole Man making it out with some help from their friends, scoring another 4 points. Little Swole Man coming around looking for some help from her friends. A little bit of chaos in that pack. Ooh, gets hit out on the outside by Val Kilmore. Little Swole Man trying to get a little bit of O from their teammates on the inside. Fight up against that 3 wall up at the front. And makes it out for 4 points. And Little Swole Man calls it off, but not before Little Rat Skull can score 4 points of her own. All right, looks like we're going to have Damn Gina going up against Booze. Got 2 full packs for these jammers to go up against. And Booze with some nice toe work on the outside, and Damn Gina right behind her. Both jammers coming around fast for their scoring passes. Booze coming up on that outside with some nice backwards toe stop work. Scoring 4 points, but Damn Gina said, I'm also going to score 4 points. So, Looks like we're going to have number 9, Tenacious T, going up against number 22, Val Kilmore. 2 full packs for these jammers to go up against. Got Val fighting up the front and Tenacious T with some nice footwork up that outside line. Val Kilmore getting stuck a little bit, looking for some help from their teammates, and makes it up the inside. Tenacious T coming up for looking to score some points. Ooh, and that solid 4 wall of yellow at the front makes Tenacious T call it off. Scoring only 2 points. Looks like we're going to have number 7, Agave Bay, going up against 110, Little Rat Skull. Gave Bay forcing themselves to stay on that outside line and gets lead jammer. Got Lil Rascal going up against one jammer, one blocker, and makes it out on their initial pass. You got one of the Clams blockers coming off the track. Ooh, and Agave Bay up that inside line. Agave Bay trying to sprint to that pack. Ooh, but Little Rascal taking a hard hit to that inside line. Agave Bay fighting up that inside. Agave Bay making it up that inside line. A Little Rascal getting another 4 points. Agave Bay calling it off. All right, looks like we got Bad and Bougie going up against Damn Gina. I do believe this is Bad and Bougie's first time jamming today, if I'm not mistaken. And Bad and Bougie gets out. Oh, no. Damn Gina said, I'm leading. I'm going to call it off. And Bougie is left bewildered. All right. That was a really quick jam. And now it looks like we got Val Kilmore going up against Tenacious T. Tenacious T trying to play some defense on that back. Gets hit out on the inside. And Val Kilmore makes it out for lead jammer on that outside line. Tenacious T fighting against some strong blockers there. You got two blockers up at the front holding Tenacious T. But they make it out for on their initial pass. Val Kilmore gets out and scores 4 points and calls it off. Next up to jam, we got Booze going up against Damn Gina. And Damn Gina thinking she has an in, but Bad and Bougie says not today. Booze makes it out and gets lead jammer. And Damn Gina is out on their initial. Booze coming up for scoring ports with some nice toe stop work on that outside line. And scores 4 points and calls it off. All right, looks like we're going to have number 4, Princess Leia, going up against 80088 Cupcake. Ooh, looks seems like a little bit of a pile up in the middle of there, but A Cupcake trying to use that to their advantage with one last blocker to beat. Got Grim Possible in that last blocker, holding up A Cupcake just long enough to let Princess Leia get lead jammer. Ooh, I lied. A Cupcake got lead. And then A Cupcake called it. I was bamboozled. Okay, we got Val Kilmore going up against Tenacious T. This jammer matchup that we've seen a few times this game. And Val Kilmore makes it out for the lead. Jammer up the middle. And we have a star pass to Booze. Val Kilmore looking for some O from their teammates, trying to have some nice little footwork up the inside. And calls it off before Booze can score points. All right. Jamming, we got Little Rascal going up against. I can't see their number. Who? Mobsta. I believe this is Mobsta's first time jamming. Yep. Oh, they don't look too happy. They don't. They don't look too happy. Y'all should cheer for Mobsta so they can be happy that they're jamming. Looks like we're having a little official timeout. And just like that, that's done. About halfway through this game, we got the Clams at 59 and the Beaches at, the Crabs at 35. Look at that. Mopsa didn't want to jam, but then they're out for lead jammer. Lil Rascal hot on their tail. Mopsa coming around for scoring points, and so is Lil Rascal. And gets through on the outside and calls it off. Mopsa scores 4. Little Rascal scores 3. All right, looks like we got Val Kilmore out for lead jammer, but Agave Bay is hot on their tail. Val Kilmore looking for some O from their teammate, trying to take that O. Makes it out and calls, scoring 4 points to Agave Bay 0. On the line now, we got Princess Leia jamming for the Crabs, and then we got Tenacious T jamming for the Clams. Princess Leia trying to play a little defense before they go into jammer mode. Tenacious T trying to make it on that outside, but gets a hard hit to the out. And Leia has somehow taken off their teammate's shirt. Someone has lost a shirt. Not sure how this has happened. Princess Leia coming around to score points as lead jammer. Hey, but your shirt, the poor shirt. All right, looks like we got Booze jamming up against Lil Rascal. Booze going up that outside line with some nice footwork, gets lead, but Lil Rascal is also there. A little jammer on jammer action, but Booze calls it off. Looks like we got a timeout from the Clams. If anyone was worried, the shirt has been restored. The shirt has been fixed. Kind of. All right, looks like we're ready to start up again. We got Val Kilmore going up against Agave Bay. And Agave Bay makes it up for Lee Jammer. Val Kilmore getting stuck behind two blockers, but makes it up that inside line on their initial pass. Both Jammers coming around to score points. Agave Bay getting stuck behind that last final blocker, but Val Kilmore sneaks up and scores 4 points. Agave Bay stuck behind a solid 4 wall and gets knocked to that outside. And calls it off before Val Kilmore can score another 4 points. Up next, Jam, we got Damn Gina going up against Tenacious T. All right, Tenacious T trying to go up that inside line. Damn Gina with 1 or 2 more blockers go, and Damn Gina makes it out for Lee Jammer, but Tenacious T is right behind him. Both Jammers sprinting across the track to score some points. Tenacious T, ooh, and they both hit the wall. Tenacious T scoring, Damn Gina scoring 1 point to Tenacious T's 2. Next up, we got Little Rascal going up against A Cupcake. We got 9 minutes left. Clams with 69 and Crabs with 50. Close game. Crabs could still come back and win it. Both Jammers going up a full pack. A Cupcake trying to go up that outside line, but getting stuck in the pack. Little Rascal having a little fall. Both of these Jammers fighting real hard against these really strong walls. Little Rascal trying to go up that outside, but not being able to. Getting hit to that inside by Shred Flanders. Both of these Jammers just getting beat up, but A Cupcake gets out for Lead Jammer. Little Rascal looking for some O from her teammates. Still going up against a solid 4 wall in the front. And A Cupcake coming around for scoring pass. Little Rascal out on their initial. And A Cupcake calls it. Jamming, we got number 7, Agave Bay, going up against number 4, Princess Leia. Both of these jammers going up solid 4 walls. Princess Leia got one blocker to beat and makes it as lead jammer up that inside line. Agave Bay still fighting against a tough wall on the back. One blocker left to fight, and they make it up the inside. Princess Leia gets through for 4 points. Looks like she's still gonna go to try and get 4 more points. And calls it off before Agave Bay can get scored. Ooh, but Agave Bay got 1 point. Look at that. Alright, looks like we got Booze going up against Damn Gina. And we're out. Booze makes it out for lead jammer. Damn Gina getting stuck in the back of that strong 4-wall pack. Got a solid 4 wall still have to fight against. Booze coming in hot to that pack, breaking out one last blocker to beat and makes it on that outside, scoring 4 points. We have a star pass to number... Ooh, we got some jammer on jammer action. Like Black Widow became the jammer for a little bit, and then the jam was called off. Alright, on the jam line, looks like we got Val Kilmer going up against Agave Bay. Ooh, Val Kilmer has some nice footwork. Just pushed up that middle. Gets lead jammer. Agave Bay getting stuck in the pack a little bit, but makes it on the outside. One blocker to beat, and they're out on their initial. Val Kilmer gets out and calls it off after scoring 4 points. All right. Jamming, we got Princess Leia going up against Tenacious T. Princess Leia pushing hard up that outside and gets out and gets lead jammer. But, ooh, Tenacious T gets called on a track cut. It's a power jam for the Crabs. Princess Leia coming in hot, trying to get those 4 points and make the most of this power jam. Looks like one of the Crabs blockers is going to the box. Crabs trying to make the most of his power jam. Princess Leia coming in hard. And is out for it, scoring another 4 points. Another Crab blocker gets sent to the penalty box. Looks like they got 2 Crab blockers on the track. Ooh, Princess Leia with a nice little apex jump on the inside, scoring another 4 points. Tenacious T out on their initial, going around to score some points. Ooh, and Tenacious T gets out, but has a hard hit, scoring 2 points to Princess Leia's 3. You got 3.5 minutes left. You got the Clams with 85 and the Crabs with 74. Just an 11-point game. You got Booze going up against Little Ratskull. Little Rascal trying to make it at that outside line. Makes it out. Boo's taking a little tumble. And Little Rascal is your lead jammer. Boo's staying in from that last-ditch hit. Both jammers coming around trying to score some points. Little Rascal trying to go for a little jump. Takes a tumble. And Little Rascal is getting a track cut. Is sent to the box, and now the Clams have a power jam. This is not what the Crabs needed. All right, both teams trying to set up. Crabs trying to prepare for this power jam. Boo's looking for the O from their teammates. And they got a nice sweep of the inside. Boo's teammates trying to play some O in the end for them. And, ooh, Boo's tries to do a little hop on that inside, but gets knocked out. Boo's with one more Crab blocker to fight. Still really making them work for it. All right. All right, it does actually. Ooh, Boo's getting hit to the outside. Damn, Gina getting a penalty. Boo's still trying to make the most out of this power jam. If I'm not mistaken, it does seem like Little Rascal has fouled out of the game. All right, we got just under 3 minutes left. Clams 101 to Crabs 74. We are having an official review here. Not an official review, just an official timeout. All right. So, not 2.5 minutes. We got 49 seconds left. This will most likely be the last jam. You got Boo. Nope. You got Val Kilmore jamming for the Crabs and Agave Bay jamming for the Clams. Agave Bay gets out and gets lead, but Val Kilmore is right behind them. Got some jammer on jammer action. Ooh, both jammers take a fall as they hit the pack, but both are up. Agave Bay. Ooh, but Agave Bay is getting sent to the penalty box for a low block. You have a power jam for the Crabs. Can the Crabs make this comeback? Can they? Val Kilmore struggling at the top of that pack with that four wall, but get some help from their teammate, and they make it up the inside line for 4 points. Val Kilmore coming around, looking for some O from their teammate. And Val Kilmore makes it out for another 4 points. Agave Bay back on the track. Agave Bay, we're going against a strong 3-wall in the back of that pack. Val Kilmore at the front fighting. It's a tough last jam for everyone. Everyone's giving it their all. Agave Bay got out a little bit, but still got caught up again in that wall. But with some O from their teammates, they get out. Val Kilmore out for 4 points, and so is Agave Bay. Got 30 seconds left in this game. Val Kilmore trying to get a panty pass. Grim Possible is now the jammer for the Crabs. Ooh, but Grim Possible gets tough hit to that inside line. And that is it. All right. All right, with a final score of 109, Clam Slammers to 86, Krabby Beaches. Your winners for today's tournament are going to be the Clam Slammers. If y'all have your MVPs, you should come and tell me. All right, your MVP. All right. We're going to have Clam Slammers. Your MVP jammer is going to be Agave Bay. And your MVP blocker is going to be Mobsta. All right, and for the Krabby Beaches, your MVP blocker is going to be 1-3. Black Widow. Your MVP jammer is going to be Val Kilmore. All right, everyone have a great day.